If you're on social media, you might be familiar with spiritual influencers, people who post about manifesting, crystal healing, raising frequencies, light working, card reading, palm reading, law of attracting, sharing about astrology charts, having naked photo shoots at Joshua Tree, and even using their own period blood as a skincare routine. I want to draw attention to this issue as a warning. These spiritual influencers are making money from taking advantage of people, and I'm under the impression that they are not even aware of what they are doing. I think most of these spiritual gurus really believe that what they're doing is genuinely helping people. Unfortunately, I think these gurus are victims of bad beliefs and could maybe just be drunk off their own batch of herbal Kool-Aid. First, let's look at what they're selling. Private sessions. These are done in person or virtually, and I've seen these sessions where you can book an appointment with an influencer ranging from $50 for half an hour to $500 and even more for an hour session. Online courses are also offered. Healing events. These again are done in person or virtually, and they're not cheap. The problem with these social media posts and events is that they promote anti-scientific and non-critical thinking. For example, claiming that crystals have healing powers is pseudoscience. Just because they're trending and are great for your Instagram aesthetic doesn't mean that they should be looked at as a form of some holistic treatment. Scientifically speaking, there is no evidence that crystal healing can be used to cure diseases, because diseases have never been found to be the result of so-called energy flow in the body. Furthermore, no scientific studies have shown that crystals and gems can be differentiated by chemical composition or color to treat a particular ailment. Astrology has also been debunked by astrophysicists and astronomers. There's no science to back up astrology regarding how it impacts your life, shapes your personality, etc. When spiritual influencers host healing parties during a global pandemic, no one is shown wearing a mask. No one is shown social distancing. It's as if COVID-19 is some conspiracy and they're just above it. This is just as bad as when influencers have had house parties and ragers and they're sharing all of it on their Instagram story. I know, I'm at a loss for words. In this circle, there's this belief that magic is real, which is a very childish way of thinking. We're all familiar with psychics, healers, and they've been around for however many years. Spiritual influencers have just rebranded it. Financial harm is also a problem in regard to healing events and private sessions. These also include consultations, monthly subscriptions, courses, and even donations. Where have I heard that before?
The more you give, the more you'll get on earth.
Some people can afford it, but others can't, especially during a global pandemic and millions of Americans have been filing for unemployment for the past year. However, the most important problem to bring up, I think, is the psychological harm. When I see social media posts about my frequency being low, or the problem with someone's energy or vibe or whatever, I can't help but think, wow, if I believed in these ideas, I would imagine I'd feel pretty broken and also responsible for my lousy frequency. I don't even know. There's also a toxic positivity that's enforced, which ties into the whole energy thing and forced fakeness. All the effort that's put into pretending is avoiding getting actual help. When people don't get the help and support that they need, it could lead to physical harm, whether it's through self-harm, abusing substances, unsafe products or practices, and even exposure to COVID-19, thinking that you are somehow immune to it and couldn't pass it on to anyone else. You could also get much more out of talking to a mental health professional. It's hard and it's a lot of work, but with guidance from a mental health professional, things can get better. Now, let's look at some possible motivations behind becoming a guru. Again, I think that some of them think that what they're doing is genuine and that they are actually helping people. This would bring a sense of purpose in their life, or I should say, this life, as they believe.
Nothing's lost, so it can't be found.
Yikes. Also, it's fun to pretend. I think if you grew up believing that Peter Pan is real and there really is a Neverland, not the one located in Los Olivos, California. As time goes by, you might be able to question and think for yourself and be extremely disappointed to learn that Peter Pan was never coming to your window to sprinkle fairy dust everywhere, and if you could only feel the happiest thought strongly enough, you could then fly off to Neverland and party with the Lost Boys, pretending to be some spiritual guide and offering healings and rituals to cure someone of their energy is still just make-believe. Wanting something to be true doesn't make it true. I would imagine it's also fun to be surrounded by your friends in person during COVID. I mean, no But that doesn't make it a good idea to act on. These spiritual influencers are also popular and very attractive, so that's also a plus. However, I think the biggest motivator behind this is that gurus are getting a lot of attention out of it. Any content creator would love to go viral, and nudity sells. Or putting period blood on your face and promoting it. Who wouldn't click on that? Hello, likes, views, whatever. Also, money. Though I don't think these people really think they're scamming anyone, even though that is exactly what they're doing. This video is a warning to not be a victim to any of this. If someone is offering crystals and claiming that they have whatever healing properties, don't waste your money thinking it's actually going to work. Crystals are pretty, but they're not going to do anything for you. If someone tells you that they can help you bring your spiritual balance, whatever, please, I encourage you to talk to a licensed therapist who can really help. You've been warned. Subscribe.